let's see what's happening today. I already heard about some good action. So apparently there's news for Blin and Bridgeline. Where is it? Has actually been popping the last few seconds. I've already seen it go up quite a bit this morning. Yeah, this literally just happened too. It wasn't like an overnight kind of thing. Right now, where do I expect it to go? Not too sure. It's been jumping up and down like crazy, so I'm not too sure what's to come. Let me see. Like I don't want to buy in now and have it sink, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure this is gonna go up because it just started. Like I believe just 2 minutes ago I saw this, or maybe even 5 minutes ago. But within the last 30 minutes, it was at very close to 7. So it's already jumped up about 50 cents, and this jump just started happening. Entry here to 8 would be nice, but I'm not sure how much it's going to make it to. And it's at a pretty high price to begin with. I would hate to buy it and then end up having it down to 6 again. If it breaks 775, I'll consider actually not even looking at the charts right now. It touched 8 at 8:55 a.m. So that was 5 minutes ago. It touched 8 and then it came back down. It looks like there's some strong resistance around 780. So let's see what it does. But there's news. There's definitely news. The number one chatter all day yesterday was AMC, as it slowly dies back down to where it used to be, right? Now, it would be amazing if there was any news of this coming back to 60 again, because then it'd be a huge grab. You know, a lot of people are talking about pick up AMC, as if it's gonna do that. Now, I wouldn't know. You know, that would be some inside information. Eyes on Apple as well, because they are on a very nice bull run for like quite a while. And I've been buying options for Apple every day. I want to see if it starts creeping towards 150 today. That's so weird. I'm not sure why. Should be able to hear me. Might have to update some things, but either way, hopefully this gets better. Let me see. Yeah, it's connected. That's so weird. I'm gonna have to check after this stream today, but hopefully it gets a little better. The other thing I saw jumping up like crazy was HUDI. So this has been also another one that made it to very close to 8 pre-market. Not exactly sure what's up though. I haven't seen any crazy news on this yet. So right here we're looking at Blin. Don't really see anything, to be honest, but people are talking about how there is news, so maybe it'll show up eventually. Same thing here. Don't really see anything, per se. So as far as due diligence is concerned, like I haven't really seen anything specifically helpful for any of these in today's calls. But these are some of the stocks we're looking to grow. So in the description, I've got like good entry prices and stuff like that. You don't want to get in until it hits something close to that entry price, because if it doesn't reach those entry prices, chances are it won't really go anywhere. So that's kind of how you want to work with that. Whether or not to do Apple option calls right now for 150, I'm not too sure, because there's always a chance it'll come back down. It's not that expensive, but still, it's been fun doing it from 140. When Apple was at 140, I've been doing option calls nonstop. Even yesterday I had a quick 10 contracts for 150, got them at 0.69, sold them at 0.75, and it's like that's pretty epic, right? Because Apple just went up like a little bit, and this is a huge gain from just that. So XELA, Verb, ATOS, yeah, man, all of these have been having crazy chatter. So I've only got Space and AMC open because they're on a really big sinking motion. If AMC and Space continue sinking, puts maybe worth something worth trying out for them. But yeah, DTSS is just flying, man. This thing is just going. it doesn't look like there's any stopping it today per se. It'll probably do a similar thing, but I will personally not be getting into DTSS because it's always done the same thing of just going and then really hard falls. Like it falls so hard you end up being a hardcore bag holder. If you're gonna buy DTSS, you want to set a quick sell order too and just get it off your chest as soon as it hits something. Like for example, if you buy it right now at 550, you want to kind of try selling it by 575 and just get it off your chest, because it's not that strong, nor is there anything I've seen so far about it that would really entice me into getting it. So when you're new to day trading, you want to kind of grab everything that's flying, and it's fun, right? That's kind of what we do when we're brand new. Once you're trading a lot more and you've been learning, you tend to slow it down, because if it's not looking that impressive, if there isn't anything good about it and you haven't heard any pump news about it, not always the best thing. Like look at this now, see, like Blinn was flying pre-market, and I can't wait to move to TastyWorks. I've been looking at a bunch of different platforms. Obviously everyone knows without a doubt Robinhood is the shittiest, but it does do good for this day trading streaming that I do, right? Because there's no really significant personal information on the screen at any given time. Whereas if I had Webull open right now, there is information there in terms of like my personal account number and whatnot that I may not want to have there on the stream. On top of that, I've been seeing Webull glitching way too much. I use Webull on my phone as a small account, trying to grow it from a $500 account to wherever it can go to. It's growing, but it's a small account, so it's not exactly an account I can day trade in. And you can see most of these stocks we day trade, they go up and then they just fall harder than wherever they started at. So on that, I'm mostly trying to do like option calls for Apple on it and grow that up. That's the other thing that I can do there that I don't have to day trade. But even with Webull, I've been noticing a lot of moments of glitchiness, especially if it's any stock that's getting like heavily pumped. The glitchiness gets really intense in those moments. So Apple's definitely flying. Looks like it'll probably hit 150 today. It probably will hit 150 today. So good for them. Let me see. Space and AMC, all right. SGOC group is also dying, but no options or puts on it, so whatever for that. Got my money out of it. That was a good time, really fun. It flew pretty high, and we all traded it, and it was a good time. XELA. So Verb, for the past few days, I had been mentioning, I think more than even 2 weeks ago, that it kept popping up as the #1 volume over here, right? So we look at this every day once the market opens to see what the usually I look at trending stocks, and then we look at what's the top volume. And Verb had been here for like the longest time. It's been there since last week. A lot of volume for no real explainable reason per se. Couldn't really figure out why it had so much volume, to be honest. And looking at, well, this is XELA. Let me open Verb as well. And looking at where it's gone over the last few, oh man, this must have been Litecoin taking a little dump. Here we are. Like this is great. This went up a lot, and this is a very nice trend of going up too, because it never really has a heavy downfall. Like right here, you can kind of see there's almost like a support at above 2, basically. Even I would say, what is this price right here? 210 maybe. It hasn't really come down below that, and it's been hitting higher highs, right? So today it's at the highest all week and pretty much ever, right? So it beat its previous time where it was up to 288 roughly, right? It's about to hit 3 now. So good for them. This was definitely a good catch on this list as well. Never really bought it as far as I remember. Yeah, I never really bought it because there was no news or anything. It just had insane volume here, which was very weird, right? We have done RCAT, we haven't done VRPX. You know, some of these things that end the day with really high volume, they're worth watching, and we can see that as we're learning, right? That although there wasn't much chatter about Verb almost 2 weeks ago, it was here. It was always here. Well, that's a pretty strong comparison, man. That's a pretty strong comparison, because if it's anything like MVIS, it is going to soar, right? It's going to soar, and that would mean that it should be bought right now. Like, this is, you if anything, I would wait for this to pull back. Anytime you have this like straight line up, you want to wait for that cool off moment where it comes back down a little bit. But overall, it's been doing pretty epic. Very epic. And it all started right here, July 8th. Once it had this massive jump July 8th, it just has continuously had healthy pullbacks and then soaring up higher, right? Higher than this high. Today it's higher than everything, higher than it's ever been. I would wait for some time for it to come back down a little bit and then probably pick it up. Because picking it up at 3, I feel like I can grab it at maybe even 260. So we'll see. We will see. There's also randomly AHT has been popping up a lot. Now, we've seen in the past AHT has been crazy. This hospitality trust stuff doesn't look like it's doing much right now, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I wanted to see what this was about. This popped up on one of my alerts as well. Let me see if they did anything. Okay, let's see. Well, when these class action lawsuits, there's a lot of lawsuits that have been getting filed, right? And every time you check someone on FinViz and you see like this kind of thing right here, this alert, shareholder alert, law firm reminds shareholders with losses, right? Stuff like that. That means that it's being investigated, because if someone felt, or the SEC felt, or whoever felt, that stock is getting pumped, and they want to see who all the people are that own that stock, right? So who owns what stock is public information, and it's a problem if you're someone who's been pumping, because then you might get called in by the SEC to explain yourself, at which point you'll do what the guy did with GameStop. You'll say it's a nice stock and you like the stock. That's it. You don't have to say anything else. Obviously get a good lawyer for yourself, but when these things happen, it also puts the stock under a lot of people's eyes, which often can do either one of the two things. So it's kind of useless information. It can either cause the stock to crash harder because everyone's trying to get out of it, or more people buy it, right? Usually, from what I've seen, more people buy it, and a lot of these have been having really good fall downs over the last week. DKing, DraftKings is definitely on a good place to buy it. It's quite a bit down right now. But yeah, ACRX plus 23%. That's interesting, because $1.21 stock. Wow, but not off of any intense news or anything. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep that on my watch per se. HUDI's coming back down, if anything, over the time. AMC's on a tiny move up, but nothing significant. Let me look at one more thing. There's another alert that just came through. NLSP. What did they do? Pharma stocks are my specialty, right? That's what I like to look at, because I would understand the pharmacy aspect behind them as an MD. But lately, because the whole last 2 months with the meme stocks and AMC soaring up and down, people scalping it, all the money has just been going into them rather than actual stocks that deserve it. So here we have NLS Pharmaceuticals announced FDA acceptance of application to initiate clinical trials with Quiliance, Mazendal ER to treat narcolepsy. Okay, narcolepsy is a disease where you start falling asleep everywhere. You just can't help yourself, you fall asleep. And it causes some other problems as well, because you don't want to fall asleep everywhere, especially at work, or they can't even control where they fall asleep. Like you'll be on a date and the girl might be saying something and you just fall asleep. You could be talking to your boss and you fall asleep. Now, there are already nice medications out there for this, but Maybe this is better in some way. They're not really talking about too much about it, but it's news. It's definitely news. I'm not sure how significant of news it'll be. It's not curing cancer, but I can't even say that because we've heard of news that sounded like it would cure cancer and nothing really came out of it. So I just got an alert for HUDI. I'm gonna put it on the chat real quick. So we're looking at, right now, just shared this call right here. 620 to 610 entry is what would have been nice. You want to try to get it off to 650. Basically what we're saying here is if it breaks 650, it'll keep going to 7. There's a lot happening with that. But overall, these are the main things we're looking at today, and I think I'll probably end up making a play with HUDI at some point. If it's soared up to, it did soar up to 8 before market opened, so I'm looking forward to it kind of making a comeback to that. But I want to see where it actually, how much power it actually shows before trying to make any move on it. Cause I can easily imagine the red candle popping up and this just dying out very hard. The usual price it's at is around under 5, right? It's been like that this whole week, the whole time this past month. This is the highest it's been in a very long time. So if it doesn't really tend to pass 5 much, it's already broken a very strong barrier by reaching 650. So it's that's kind of usually how I judge something being a somewhat dangerous price target to buy it at, dangerous entry. So it hit 650, came back down, might even be resistance at 650. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't know where I want to pick this up at. I kind of want to have this buying power hit 5K today. So it'd be nice if there's anything that can even just make me 300 and then I'll be out. But not really sure. Everything's looking weak and stable, which is also not bad news. We've seen days where things are just crazy flying and then you don't get to enter anything because by the time you can even try entering, it's just gone. It's just gone. Let me see. Weak. See this. Imagine having bought it at 640, right? So 622, 621. I wonder if after the market opens it'll attract much more. I'm gonna give it a shot right here. We get in right here, 615. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna take this 615 price and see if it can make it to 650 again. I'm gonna set a limit sell for 650. If it gets there, it gets there, and if it doesn't, then I'll just have to end up taking a loss for it. So we'll see. I feel safer at the 615 entry though, much safer at the 615 entry. Yeah, this is just falling now. So narcolepsy, good job. You made something, get it approved, maybe show more approval related advances in patients actually taking it. Narcolepsy treatment is not really that predominant as far as I can remember. For most patients that have narcolepsy, we try to give them amphetamines to keep them overactive so that their mind is just on fire and they can't fall asleep during the day. So stimulants basically. Let me see what they did. I forgot about this one. AKBA. AKBA. So sometimes if it's not showing news, the other thing to do is just check here, see what people are sharing. Usually someone's going to share something that they really believe. Now be careful with stock twits though. These are mostly people, right? mostly people that have already bought the stock and really just want it to go up, so they're really just hopeful. It's a lot of wishful thinking, if anything. Yeah, like for example, this here, right? This guy says pharma expert as his username. Wake me up at 10. All right, why would this triple? Let me see. Absolutely nothing. Just getting an investigation, right? Share price. Where was their last boom? What have they done? But do the stat. Why would you name a medication with stat in the name? I hate when they do that, because medication naming is one of the biggest issues that medical students and almost any pharm student, we all hate it, because a lot of times you name medications in a terrible way and makes it look like it falls in a different class. Sometimes medications are named the same way because they're all the same group, and then you have this guy now with the word stat at the end of the name, but it's not a statin medication, nor is it any other stat. It's just dumb. I hate when they do that kind of stuff. But apparently they made something for anemia due to chronic renal failure. Now, I'm not gonna lie, to me that doesn't sound like great news at all, because anemia and chronic renal failure, we just give the patient erythropoietin and then you make blood. All in all, though, when you have chronic renal failure is progressive. It's gonna keep getting worse. There's no way to stop it. Most patients just end up having to do dialysis for life, and that's basically it. So I really don't see where that guy or anyone that's saying this is going to go to 10 is coming from. But that's what I mean when I say be careful when you're looking at what people are saying here, because they're just really excited. They're just really excited. This is pretty interesting. Borx Technologies, AKBA, 9 meters. I haven't looked at BRQS, but I don't think I would imagine anything like that is going to happen there. This is starting to show some plus. This is nice. Okay, I just needed to hit 650 and come back down. That'll be my first positive trade for the day. Right. AMC, interestingly, actually moving up. Very surprising. If this makes it back to 35, I would actually think it's gonna make it to 40. The only thing is that, like, let me see how the options look like for this. Yeah, these are not cheap options. So, of course, if you get ballsy enough and actually buy it, that's a lot of money right there. Like, even yesterday, had I bought puts, at any point that would have been a lot of money to make as AMC went down. So today we will keep an eye on this. If it makes it to 35, we can imagine it will go further up. So Verb still needs to make its breakout over VVAB. We don't see that happening yet. It's been under 3 the whole time. Is it possible that as soon as we have 7 more minutes, as soon as the market opens, it starts flying? Yes, it's definitely possible. Hard to predict whatever happens once the market opens, but we know the possibilities, and you should always consider those possibilities and stay safe with it. Right, so I'm going to close out NLS. Let me see what else we're looking at right here. I wanted to see BRQS. What was that about? Oh, that's a penny stock. Okay, it actually is like under $1. I mean, sorry, under 10 cents. Under $1, excuse me. What am I saying? Yeah. Wow. So this is a penny stock that has, even within the 1 week chart, multiple times it's kind of made it very close to being $1. Right, and let me see where it's usually at. So this is where it is usually at. This is where it's usually chilling. It doesn't seem to be any lower than that. The lowest point I see is right here, 0.82. Not sure what happened this day where it went to 145, but I'm gonna put this on my watch and yeah, keep checking this. I'm gonna move this all the way over so I don't close it. I want to come back to that and see what's up. Very surprising how AMC is going up. This is like, I think I'm gonna, just to see, I'm gonna go ahead and try this out. So if I go ahead and do this, Is it gonna go up today? I'm just gonna keep it real simple. Just gonna get one, nothing insane. Just gonna get one call, just to see what happens. I just wanna see what happens. Nothing insane. Just wanna see what happens. So we'll see when this starts. Oh, I didn't click the well, actually, you know what? I'll wait then. Fuck it. I'll wait till it's 9:30. We have 5 more minutes. It might take a dump right after the market opens, because it's been on a downward trend. I can't imagine this today being the day it'll go back up. Maybe Friday, possibly Monday, but not today. I don't really see why it would go up today out of all days. HUDI's kind of taking its time to reach 650. Data C. Is this gonna pop off or not? It could. I would like to see this hit 6. But I don't know why. No, I'm not gonna buy. My heart's telling me that there's a chance as soon as this opens, it's just gonna die. As soon as the market opens, so I'm gonna dodge this one. It might fly. That'd be great. You know, good for anyone who gets in and it flies. But I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Not really feeling very comfortable with it for whatever weird reason. I do want to play around with Apple options today, either calls or puts, depending on what's the action looking like, and AMC. Those are two. Even space would have been great to have puts on. You know, like this is crazy. It's crazy. I actually had a feeling that the day Branson was taking off space, this wouldn't really soar because it's just too overpriced, and it looked like a really rich person was being treated special just because he's really rich, and that's fine, you know. But it's just not for everyone. If this was like something you and I could afford and do, we'd be more happy to buy stocks for it. But this isn't something we can do. So the hype very quickly died out as people realized that the one guy actually doing it and going in the sky, into space, is way beyond how rich any of us are. So yeah, that didn't work out for them. Verb is having some trouble breaking 3. Blinn is finally trying to turn back around. Alright, so it broke 3. Let me see if it comes back down to 3. Maybe we can get in and see how it does. Maybe ride this up to like 315, 330, something along those lines. That should have filled the order. Okay, Apple. So you got 1 more minute to see what action takes place once the day starts. Data C looking like it's about to go. I'm gonna move this over to now since I'm in these two. Data C entering at 550. Doesn't feel safe at all. I mean, I hope it hits 6, especially for any of you that did buy it. I hope it goes to 6. Ooh, whoa, what was that? Holy shit. And it just had a random moment of going down to 391. Almost looked like a glitch. And then it's pretty stable right now. Let's see what it does. Verb, HUDI. So the day has begun. Day has begun. Let's see. DTSS looks like it'll be the one that'll actually succeed, if anything. This is actually the tallest so far. You got to hit 580. Just come back down, trying to curl. Verb and HUDI trying to do their thing. Slightly struggling. See, my problem with data C is you never know which one of these moments that it starts going down will be the one where it just starts going down. And any day it's reached a high, it has just shat on itself. And I would hate to be the person that maybe buys it like right here somewhere in the middle, and then it just comes back down, right? So you have to set tiny sell limits on it. Like if you got it at 540, sell it in 10 cents up, you know, something like that. Get it off your chest as quickly as you can. And that little glitch moment that we just got on the stream was just really freaky. So oh, this just hit my sell. HUDI just sold, so that's our first green for the day. It hit 650 and the sell order went through. Yep. So that's a 35-cent jump right there. So yep, $35. Here we go. Verb chilling. It's not exactly dying. That's a very unstable looking diagram, but you know, at least the general slope of it is going upwards. So I'm going to continue holding and see what that can do. AMC. It's going up really quickly. Is this going to revive? So had I actually bought that option? Oh man, this is going up very quickly. Wow, it's like flying too quick to even try making a decision. Just gonna get one. I just wanna make something off of it. I'm not too confident here to get more than one contract on it, but I'm gonna get that one contract, see how that does. If it starts going towards past 35 like I initially said, then I would consider, you know, really thinking more about it. What's happening with verb? Ooh, okay, well, I don't think I need to sell right now. No, I'm gonna sell it, fuck it. That's a $17 loss. Okay, that's fine. That's not looking too pretty to me. So out of verb. Blin is trying. Someone just says sundial shot up. Wait, let me see. Why would sundial? Oh wow. Okay, 2 cents. That's a. So then the real thing, GRWG. What's happening with this? Ooh. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, it's been at a shitty. Okay, so we've already made 36 on this call, single contract. Had I gotten more, this would have been a lot more, but let's see. I'm not too confident here, right? Because I want to see if it makes it over 35 and holds. And to be entirely honest with you, it is looking like it will. Apple, on the other hand, may actually let me buy another 149 contract as the day goes on because it has had a tiny pullback this morning, which is expected of any stock no matter how powerful. This made it to 35, going past 35. AMC. So as the title said, revival was possible today, and it is trying to revive. Let's see. Nothing else I've bought so far. So I took a tiny loss on Verb, got a nice 650 sell at HUDI, which is now looking very unstable. Verb looks like it's coming back up. Where did I sell? 283. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to risk anything else with that shit. Just got the notification. Hopefully other people got this notification too. But Robinhood sent out a notification saying AMC is up 5% today, which it totally is. It is, but it's having trouble passing over that 35, right? So let's see where it goes to. I'm gonna hold this one contract. You know, with that one contract, I don't have much I can lose. I think it was 200 or something. So a lot to gain if it continues onwards to 36, 37 without having to invest too much. So, oh, someone just said SGOC got halted. Really? Why? Halted upwards or crypto taking a dump? Yeah, SGOC halted upwards. Okay. 12 to 15. That's crazy. Pump and dump. Pump and dump. Let's see where it goes today. People are talking. Chairman and the Fed is talking right now, so anything can happen at any given moment, which is more the reason to be careful and very selective on what you buy, what you sell. Keep a nice stop loss. Don't be insane. This is pretty successful right here. Excited to see what this does when the day just starts. Let's see. It looks like both things, SGOC and AHPI, the two other players from earlier this week, have been halted and yeah, trying to soar. Wow, look at that. So anyone bag holding SGOC from 12, really happy today. Well, not bag holding from 12, but bag holding from anything like from previous days, 14 and stuff. Made it back past that. AHPI still looking halted. The pumpers are awake. Doesn't need AMC to go to 40. Just do it. So this is today's thing. Let me just refresh one more time. All right, put this in order of volume. So you got tons of volume on DD. Why? Interesting to see BRQS here. The penny stock we just started watching a little while ago. Okay, let's see what happens. SGOC, I mean, it had its pretty nice jump. Will it go to 25 and 30? I don't know. Maybe. Just be careful. You don't want to end up buying it at this price and then have it come back down, because the past week it wasn't all that super strong, right? So you don't want to be stuck with something on one of these days that we know are somewhat borderline dangerous days. So be very careful with that. AMC CS, it's struggling to pass that 35 point. Let me see something. Yeah, Litecoin is just dying. 125 Litecoin. And a lot of other stocks are also sinking. Although it looks like Wish is on a upwards trend, so maybe that'll come back up. Let's see. HUDI's dying. Verb back to 3. Nah. DTSS dying. It's still halted. SGOC coming back under 15. Oof. I'm almost about to make $100 off that one contract. Let me sell. Let me set a limit sell for this. Looks like Verb. Okay, there you go. Verb 315. Anyone that didn't sell was too risky. This is so close. Do I want to sell it here, or is this gonna fly? It's having trouble breaking 35. Like, it's just not able to maintain that. I wouldn't want to close that one contract because I bought it at a cheaper point when AMC was under around 34, I believe, is when I bought it. AMC was still 34 when I bought it, so I would want to hold that contract until the end of day, where hopefully AMC is at 40, right? So that would be hot shit. But it is struggling. Back to 35 again. Verb just went off, so that's very nice. Good for them. I guess I could have had a little more faith in a stock that I've been seeing as highest volume for a long time, but I didn't want to risk anything crazy today, so that's nice. I only took a tiny $12 hit there. HPI, SGOC, they got pumped. What are they gonna do next is the real question. HPI still going. I need to make some of that money back from it. In the very end, I had lost quite a little bit in there. I made a lot off of it too, but then there came a day where I bought it again and it quickly came back down, because this was a good scalping day. The first day it did it, this was a few days ago, 2 days ago. This was a fun day. Made a lot off of it, and then in the very end, I didn't have a stop loss set and it fell back down. So it's under 7, 1470. AMC, ooh, big jump, go ahead, break through to 36. I'm hoping AMC can maintain this. If it keeps going, I might pick up more contracts, because at that point, probably for expiration, not this one though, probably next week expiration, because at that point it would mean that it's gonna have a very high likelihood of making it to 40. Yeah. So that was a pretty big jump coming back down. Let's see. I think just to keep it safe, I will put a limit sell in. I didn't see what that price was when it got to that high, but let's set this to 2.8. I think 2.8 was. I'll wait and watch. Fuck it. I didn't see how much it was worth when it got up to that point. Apple's coming back. So had I gotten an Apple option down here for 150, that would also be plus. AHP trying to go again. SGOC might curl back up again. SGOC and AHP have been the money makers lately. And then call options on things that sank. Too unstable though. This looks weird. Like, you know, if you bought it down here, if you had it from before, then good for you. If you haven't had it for a while and you just now tried getting it, you could get stuck holding it at a very high price. So be very careful with that. Yeah, HUDI looks like it's done. DTSS also looks like it's done for right now. AHT is really trying, not sure what it's gonna do, but we'll see. AMC. Tricky little thing. Just go to 36. I'd like to sell that option out at this hitting 36 and then sit back and relax and see what happens. A few people are buying AMC at this entry right now with a target of 37. So that'd be nice. Let me see that 37. I'll take it. Is MRIN doing anything today? Let me see. I haven't heard enough chatter about it either. Yeah, it's been on a very downward. Like, it had its fun here, massive, you know, 1000% gain. Ever since then though, it's been on a downhill thing. No one is really talking about it as far as I can see, so I wouldn't expect more out of it right now. I can't even remember, did it? Yeah, it did something. I did this little thing yesterday, but you know, no one really caught it per se. No one had time to get in on it. This out of nowhere, it just made this all the way to 4. Okay, good for them. Struggling AMC. All this faith from all these people in the world, and you're struggling. Get out of here. So what was this? Where'd it go? This thing. Research-based learning. Did not expect this to hit 4. Wow, these people must have been really happy. Imagine owning a $1 stock and wake up to its $14.30. ATA Creativity Global. Made it to 150. What a successful call option. Anyone that got that call option when this went to 148.50, or anytime it was down in general, you pick up an option for 150 or even 149, banking on that, right? That's kind of how Apple has been almost every day. Pretty much every day I get some contracts on this and sell it because it just makes money. And it fluctuates just enough, but it's pretty bullish, so it's been good stuff. But I think that's about it for today. I'm not going to be trying to buy anything weird and get stuck with it today because the feds are still talking and whatnot. Probably try stocks more next week. Right now, I'll try to do some call options, keep it a little safe as much as I can, and see what happens and make my buying power to 5,000 for tomorrow morning. So that's about it for today. Thanks a lot for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.